In this video, we're going to take a look at how you can create a Turnitin.com assignment within your Schoology course. It makes it very simple to do it right within the confines of your course, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is go to one of our Schoology courses, and we're going to decide where we want to put this Turnitin.com assignment. So I'm going to put it in this folder here, and I'm going to add materials, and I'm going to select the option that says Add File, Link, or External Tool. Once this window pops open, we're going to select External Tool. And then at the top of this window where it says Tool Provider, we're going to click on the drop down and we're going to select this option, Turnitin.com, which is how we have named it in our district. Where it says Title, you're going to name your essay or your assignment, whatever it is that the students will be submitting. So I'm just going to call this Test Essay. And then if I want to enable grading in Schoology, I'm going to click on Enable Grading. I can assign a point value here. You must select a category and all the general requirements you would be creating for any kind of Schoology assignment. And then I'm going to also select a due date. And then I'm going to select Submit. So now that we have the Schoology settings all created for this Turnitin.com assignment, we now need to take a look at the Turnitin.com assignment settings. So what you're going to do after you have created the assignment in Schoology is you're going to click on the title of that assignment that you just created, and this is going to bring us to the Turnitin.com site within this frame right here. So if you default to the screen that you're seeing right now, this is the assignment inbox. We're seeing this because no students have submitted anything yet because we just created it. So in order to make some changes to the settings, you're going to click on this little wheel to get to the settings. So right here, I have my title in here by default. You can include some instructions as to what you want the students to do for this particular assignment directly in here. There's the max grade, so I'm going to just match this to the grade that I created in Schoology for this assignment. So the start date, a due date, and the feedback date I can change here. So if you remember, I had created this assignment to be due on the 31st, so I'm going to adjust my due date to match that here. And feedback release date, I'm going to have the feedback also be released on that same day. Now the optional settings is very important, which is what we're going to go through right now. So go ahead and click on optional settings. And now we're going down to the submission settings. So when students submit papers, by default, it will be submitting them to the standard paper repository, which means any papers that have been turned in to Turnitin.com before, students' papers now will also be checked against them to check for plagiarism. Down here, allow submissions of any file type. We're going to leave that unchecked because we only want types of documents that include text. So it will accept Word documents, PDFs, Google Docs, any type of standard text document. Down here, enable translated matching. We're not going to click on that right now. Enable grammar check using the e-rater. So once you check this off, you can also then select how you want it to be checked in terms of what the grade level is. Now the grammar is going to be checked the same way no matter which grade level it is, but the verbiage used to show what grammatical errors there are and released to the students is going to be more appropriate to the age level when you select that here. Categories enabled by default is going to check spelling, grammar, usage. You can also check off mechanics and style if you wish. And by default, it's going to compare student submissions to the student paper repository, current and archived website content, periodicals, journals, and publications. So we're going to leave all of that here. So the similarity report, this is an area that's pretty important because this is going to you're going to control when you want the students to be able to see the similarity report. So right here, usually by default, it's generate reports immediately. Students cannot resubmit. Or you can select generate reports immediately. Students can resubmit until the due date. So if you want your students to be able to make changes to their paper after their first draft has been submitted, you can select this option. If you don't want them to be able to resubmit anything, obviously you can select this option. Or you can generate reports on the due date, which means they wouldn't see the similarity report until the actual due date of the Turnitin.com assignment. So I'm going to select this one here because I'm going to allow my students to resubmit after they see the similarity report on their first draft. By default, all of these are checked off. It excludes bibliographic materials, coded materials, small sources, and what they mean by small sources is a number of words in a sentence, let's say 5 words in a sentence. If those match something in the repository or online material, it's going to exclude that and not count that towards their similarity report or plagiarism. As we come down here, we have some additional settings. If you were assigning this assignment and you were giving the students a template, you would be able to provide that here. But everything else looks to be good. If you like these settings and you think you're going to use these settings for future Turnitin.com assignments, you can click this. This way you don't have to check off or uncheck any of these features each time you create a Turnitin.com assignment. So I'm going to then click Submit. And now my assignment is ready to go and my students will be able to start submitting papers. In the next video, I'm going to show you what this looks like from the student viewpoint, and then also show you, as students start submitting papers, what it's going to look like from the teacher standpoint in terms of being able to see student submissions as well as being able to mark up or grade those assignments.